Hey everyone, welcome back to Cards in the Wall. This week is going to be a slightly different video than we normally do here on the channel. And if this is your first time on the channel, first time seeing a video of mine, welcome. This is normally a channel about opening NASCAR cards from today and yesterday, as well as IndyCar cards sometimes. But in today's video, we're going to discuss why I will keep using the grading company SGC. So, if any of you out there have not been in the loop, some of my more regular racing viewers, let me catch you up. So there's the three big grading companies out there, right? So you have PSA. This is a 2020 Optic Illusions of Jimmy Johnson. So this was his last racing series, last racing year in the Cup Series, and this one's a Gem Mint 10. So PSA, this is like the I guess, the top dog in the grading sports card market. But you also have Beckett Grading, which looks like this. This is their slab. You'll see they have a different sticker up top, a more clear slab. And yeah, these are some nice autographs of Richard and Kyle Petty. So this is the second of the three top dog grading companies. And then the third, which is what we're going to talk about today, is SGC. So recently, Collectors, the parent company of SGC, in February 2024, acquired SGC. And then in July of this year, 2025, the longtime leader and figurehead of SGC, Peter Steinberg, stepped down. Some concerns out in the market to get, again, I'm not going to go through all of, what's been happening surrounding SGC. But if you want some viewers or some, other content creators on YouTube that have done good videos on it, I've seen Junk Wax Hero, Dan the Card Man, and Neo, that's Neo, Cards and Comics here on YouTube. They've done some really good content around this, some opinionated content, of course. But Neo, Cards and Comics himself actually had the CEO of PSA or someone talk about this SGC acquisition here as recently as a couple months ago, so I would suggest listening to that video. But some of the concerns in the hobby are, the skilled graders that were once employed by SGC have been transferred to PSA. Concerns about the turnaround time. SGC has been known for their quick turnaround times, much quicker, weeks quicker than PSA in the past. So they're concerned about that maybe not being as quick as it once was. SGC, as a part of the acquisition, cut bulk submissions. So if you were a bulk submitter, if you were selling lots of cards, moving a lot of product in the hobby, you were no longer allowed to get those bulk discounts or submissions. Some have argued that the soul of SGC is not there anymore. It's not the same SGC that it once was. And then, a final concern that most people talk about is the market value of SGC. Everyone is saying, now that they've been acquired by PSA, Peter Steinberg is no longer in charge. They're already putting the nails in the coffin of SGC. They're saying, oh, it's a dead company. No one's going to grade with them. The value of their slabs are going to go down because no one wants these slabs, nobody wants it. Everyone's going to switch off to CGC or PSA, and those are the only slabs that are going to have value. And, they may be right for certain people in the market. For other people in the market, we may have a different opinion, and I'm going to share my opinion on that today. So why I will still continue to grade with SGC. Number one, the price. It only costs $15 to grade a card with PSA. And you'll see that I've been grading for a while. So this is a, Donruss card of Shane Van Gisbergen. And there you go. It is the car door number. So when he got his first win in Chicago, you'll see that door number 91 out of 199. And I got a 9.5 on this one here. So $15 can't beat the price. With PSA, you're going to pay, $20, $25 at the minimum for a card grading, from what I understand. So, yeah, this is a lot cheaper. And in my opinion, this is another thing. I love the slab. With Beckett, it's a clear slab, and they have this, somewhat questionable label up top. But with PSA, you have all clear slab, and, every single slab is this red, border and whatnot. But in my opinion, everything goes with black. I love the black sleeve. Now this is a clear slab, but it has this black extra plastic piece inside there that actually holds the card. And I like the look of these better than any of the other big three graders in the market. So that's another reason why I will continue to use SGC. I like the look of the product. I also love how clean and easy their label is to read. And specifically for me, I love the fact that they put the serial number on the card. Or the serial number of the card on the label. Now, PSA, if this was a numbered card, you would see it up there. But they don't do that. For example, this one over here, this is numbered 3 out of 15, and it's not on the PSA label. You can see there, I'll focus in, see, you can see it's not on the PSA label. So, this one, SGC does. They have, the foresight, a lot of things are about graded, numbered cards and so on and so forth. And I really appreciate them putting that on the label. So that's, as far as I know, that they are the only grader that still has that number on the label itself. So I really, really appreciate that. It's nice to be able to quickly look and be like, that's a special card because it's a number match. And you see it right there. Especially if you're a racing fan, you know what driver drives what number, and you can quickly say, oh, boom, 91. Wow, that's awesome. So that's another reason why I like it. Finally, I understand that there's a lot of people out there who grade for flipping, who grade and enjoy the hobby by reselling, flipping, and selling, and it's all about the profit, right? Well, there's people like me who aren't into that. I'm what maybe some would call a true collector. I open product on this channel because I enjoy it. I'm a fan of NASCAR, and I like to collect the NASCAR cards. Anything that I grade, I have personal restrictions on what I grade. I don't grade everything. I only grade cards that are special to me or are one-on-ones so I can protect them, or are like these cards where it's a nice door number match. So this is Ryan Blaney from 2024 Donruss. This is a black Velocity parallel. Actually, they're calling this one a blue Velocity parallel. I'm just now realizing that that's incorrect. But yeah, you can see here on the card, 12 out of 39. And that is the door number for Ryan Blaney. So very, very cool that they, again, put that right there front and center. So I will grade door number match cards. So this is, the majority of what you will see in my collection here today. Again, I don't grade everything, and the cards I do grade, I want to protect because I consider them special, and I have no intention of selling. I don't necessarily care that SGC holders and slabs may lose money over the years. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the joy of collecting and, finding little niche collections like door number matches for myself. And yeah, that's what I'm going to continue to enjoy with SGC as long as they're around. I think this is an opportunity for us NASCAR fans. That I mentioned Neo Cards and Comics. He had an interview with the top dog at PSA and collectors and whatnot, and they were saying, hey, SGC, we're going to kind of pare them back a little bit, maybe make them more of a niche market. But they said the market, let's let the collectors in the market decide what that niche will be. Now, typically in the past, SGC has been known for like the vintage grading pre-war and some obscure sets. But hey, I see a lot of graded cards in SGC slabs on eBay. I've graded a few racing cards myself. So to all my racing fans out there, if you're looking to get into grading, it's best to, in my opinion anyways, go win at $15 a card rather than $25 a card. If you're going to dip your toe in, do it in such a way that you're not going to get burned. And if you don't like the product, you're out less money, arguably. So I think this is a good opportunity for us NASCAR collectors. If we want to make a niche market, or if we want to support, SGC, and, if you like what you see here, maybe consider grading with SGC. Now, I'm not sponsored by SGC. I don't have any partnership. I've never talked to them. I just enjoy the way their slabs look, and I enjoy the fact that they have, the numbering there on the label, and that they are the cheapest option on the market. So in my opinion, if you don't like SGC, if you want to not support them for other reasons, by all means, go ahead. It's a free country. You can go ahead and grade with whoever you want to. If you don't want to support PSA because they're a monopoly, I get it. I'm not grading with PSA, really. These PSA graded cards that I have, I've bought on the secondary market. None of that money went to PSA. None of my money went to PSA, I should say. So I get it, guys. I just have a different opinion from what I've seen on the internet, and I figured I would just jump in here. And I know it's, doom and gloom gets a lot of clicks out there in the world, and, I'm trying to take a more positive spin on this. If SGC does end up getting shut down for good one day, I'll be sad about it, but they're not dead yet. My racing fans out there might remember there was a good quote by Darrell Waltrip. He was towards the end of his career and everything, and he couldn't find a ride and whatnot. And I think it was when he hopped over to the 17, if I'm remembering this correctly. He was saying that, hey, they were already putting the nail in my coffin, but you know what? I came back and I'm not dead yet. And that's the kind of attitude that I'm taking towards SGC. Regardless of what has happened, regardless of the new ownership and what that may mean for the future, they're not dead yet. And I'm not going to treat them as a dead company, at least until they truly are. So I will continue to submit niche cool cards, special cards like these, all of these door number matches that I've been sharing with you guys here. I'll continue to submit new cards that I buy or new cards that I pull to SGC until they're no longer around, and then I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Where will I go to protect my special cards in the future? I don't know, but I can tell you this. Until SGC is gone, I will be continuing to grade with SGC. Here we go. This was a special one. This was the first time I opened Panini National Treasures Racing. So this was 2023, and this was a 1/1. And if you know anything about Jamie McMurray, he drove the number 1 car. So this is a double door number match, similar to that 99 out of 99 Carl Edwards autograph. So I thought this was really cool. Got a 9 on it. It's a thicker card, so I was kind of surprised by that. But yeah, anyone out there, if you've made it this far into the video, let me know what you think about SGC. This is an old number for Ricky Stenhouse, by the way. But yeah, just let me know what your thoughts are. Be nice in the comments. I'm just sharing my opinion. I can respect that not everyone is going to hold my opinion in the market, and that's fine. I'm just sharing mine with you. And yeah, just wanted to share these couple cards with you here today. A little bit of a collection update here. Now, those were all door number matches, but here are my other special cards, the 1/1. So there's a 2024 Riley Herbst Gold Vinyl, and a 2024 Select Racing Black Prism 1/1. So yeah, these are both 1/1s there. You can see. So yeah, I just thought I'd get these graded because they were 1/1s. But yeah, so that will do it for today's video. Thank you all for joining again. If you're new to the channel, hope I didn't upset any of you guys out there just sharing my opinion. I respect your opinion, and I hope that you can respect mine. Catch you all in the next one.